I'm David LeBaron. Welcome to Stories from the Cauldron. I'm here at Three Rivers, California, and you see those beautiful mountains behind me? We're right next to Sequoia National Park, which is kind of amazing, and if you get a chance to touch those trees, it'll bring out the biggest hippie in you ever. Tree hugging. Yes, that was a beautiful way to spend yesterday. And now I get to talk to you about some things. And this episode is about connecting and connection. Like I connected to those trees. Oh, that was lovely. What is connection? How are we connected? What have we chosen to connect to, and what was chosen for us? Because so much was chosen for us, right? I mean, I happened to be born on planet Earth, so I'm connected to planet Earth, but I've also actually actively participated in being connected to the Earth, right? So that's something else, and that's lovely. I was born in America, so I'm an American, and sometimes that really pisses me off. And sometimes I think it's amazing and I'm elated by it. I was born into a rather large family who sometimes piss me off and sometimes are amazing. I also, I'm connected to a community of pagans and witches and druids and hippies and really awesome, interesting people and storytellers. I'm connected to Silver Lake, California, which is a lovely community where I work. I'm connected to my wonderful, amazing group of friends who I'm so blessed to have in my life. I'm connected to stages that I've performed on around the world as a storyteller and performer. All these connections. And wait a second, before any further, I need to clarify something. I have no answers on this subject. I'm just gonna imagine and think about it and wonder, and I'm wondering if you want to wonder with me, because that's a connection we can make. What is connection? What does it feel like, right? And where do you feel it? You feel it in your guts and your feet, in your brain and your heart and your fingertips. I mean, where do you feel it? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Does it sound like a song? Does it sound like a whispering on the wind? Does it smell like something? Like fresh baked bread or something? I think real connection, for me, true good connection, feels like an old friend coming to visit, Someone who just loves you and you can just be yourself around, and it's really kind of amazing and awesome. Yeah, that's good connection. So in thinking about connection, I was thinking about, what story am I going to tell about connecting, right? And so I remembered when I married my friends, Jack and Andrew, they wanted to get hand-fasted, So I decided, they're going to tie their hands together. I'm going to tie them to each other. I'm going to tie them to the world and their community. So I wrote a story about Danu, and I talk about connection. So that's the story I'm going to tell. Then we're going to go down to the river, and it might be a voiceover because it's loud, but we're going to try to connect to the river, that river energy. I'm going to show you my fabulous technique. It's a little corny, but whatever. I'm going to show you, and you can do it or not. That should be fun, though, to kind of connect into that energy will be cool. And then and then we'll just, take it from there and see what happens. But first, please allow me to tell you the story of the Irish goddess Danu, the first river, mother of everything. Thank you. Danu. You may know her as the first river, the first mother of the Tuatha Dé Danann, children of Danu, who fought the Fomorians, or those sea-like monsters, and they fought them with really cool, albeit very weird weapons like giant bowls and stuff. However, I speak of a time before all of that, before the children, a time so far back in time, well, our mouths are just too small to speak of such hugeness. Once upon a time, there was Danu, the first. She was the all, the everything and the nothing. She spied through all that was and was not, and suddenly, she longed. She wanted a first desire of so many more to come. She looked around her world and saw mountains of frost, and rivers and stars and so many worlds and worlds drifting, floating, becoming and unbecoming. The beauty of chaos became clouded with this want to share, to connect. She marveled at how one could do such a thing, how to tie things together and to coexist and to be bound to something. So she got an idea. She pulled ore from a friendly star and a ribbon from a wave of that first river, and then a long song whispered at what one day would be the dawn, and she wove them together. This turning back and forth and back, and she learned the motion of all things and unthings, this sunrise and widdershins of it all. And then with the help of time, effort, and patience, she created love and tied that up too in her now fierce rope. Then she tied a moon to a star, and that moon to a mountain, and that mountain to a tree, and that tree to a rock that was under it. There was actually a door to someplace special. She tied laughter to love, and skipping stones to running as fast as you can. But she was not through, for she tied me to you, and us to them, round and round bound. She found in our hearts the all, the nothing, the everything, and came for us to be known. Our own desire, our own longing, our own want to connect. Our hearts beating to be bound. And thus it is said that as Danu connected all things and unthings, so we choose and are chosen. Blessedly we choose her, and all connections, matter and un, infinite and fabulous, forever and now. Danu, I choose you. Danu, I choose you. Danu, I choose you. Thrice spoken and done. Bound. So I'm headed out down to the river, and it's a little bit of a hike, so hopefully I'll be okay. I'm by myself. I keep thinking about like how are we connected to things, like, we're connected to crystals or the elements or magical stuff, and obviously the earth, but also like inanimate objects, right? I mean, we're connected to, my sister names and has adventures with her car, which I think is kind of awesome, but a little weird. I have a name for my car too. It's Lady Rav, because she's a RAV4 and needed a name. But she doesn't really speak to me or talk to me about things. She expects me to spend money on her a lot. But other things like, like our tarot decks, right? We bond with them. They talk to us. We call it chatty. Weird story. About 2-3 years ago, I lost my tarot deck, the very first one I ever bought in college. The Mythic Tarot deck, if you're familiar with that one. It's a great deck to learn on. And I lost it. And I completely freaked out. I cried, I searched everywhere. I was like, what does this mean spiritually? They've left me, I'm a terrible person. Then eventually the mourning and the grief, you're like, okay, it's a deck of cards. Move on. Easier said than done. And then, like 6 months ago, I found them. They were right on my altar shelf, just wrapped in something I don't usually wrap them in. So all this time, all that process, they were right there. So that was weird, and they were very chatty and a little angry at me at first. But we're all good now. But other things like scents, like sage or sandalwood, just brings me to that, place, that connection with divine, and just by inhaling, right? Well, there's the divine breath, so that's a different episode. And sage, by the way, is its own episode, so I'm getting ahead of myself. But I'm about to go down to the river, as I said, and to connect with this water. And I have a lot of affinity with water. I grew up in upstate New York, so there were lakes and ponds and pools and jacuzzis, which I'm very happy about jacuzzis. And so I have a connection with water itself. But also this river, I'm cheating a little bit. I just want to give that caveat because 10 years ago, I married two of my best friends overlooking this river, Dan and Rebecca. I know this episode is still about marriage, right? All these weddings I do, but it's about connecting, right? So that's connecting. And I wore this vest at their wedding, so here it goes. Anyway, so I'm gonna go down, and it's getting really hot, so let's go quickly. So here I am at the river, and I'm going to teach you my fabulous technique for connecting. Just sit here for a minute or two, just Look at the water, hear the water, all the different sounds it makes. Hear the pebbles, hear the animals that are around us. I don't know if you can hear it, but over there's a family playing music and laughing. Yay, joy. So this fabulous technique, developed by yours truly, involves conjuring up an image over what you're seeing in your mind's eye. I want you to put the word fabulous, no, I'm not kidding. I want you to put the word fabulous over the river. Now, sometimes it's hard for you to see words over a moving image like this, so maybe you could do it on, like, close your eyes and see the word fabulous. I use like white block lettering, I think it's easier to see. And then slowly open your eyes and try to make the word stay. It's sort of a double think mind game, right? Here we go. Let's see it. Fabulous. Fabulous. Great. Open your eyes and make it stay there over the river, over the body of water, or whatever you're connecting to. And we're going to take 6 breaths. And with each breath, one of the letters of the word fabulous is going to go away. Okay? Trust me, it's easier than it sounds. With the first breath, the F will fade. With the second breath, the A will fade. With the third breath, the B will fade. With your fourth breath, the U disappears. With your fifth breath, the L disintegrates. Now with your sixth breath, you're going to jump to the S. Yep. See that S, and with your breath, just blow it away. Okay, so now you're left with the O and the U. Move them center, right? O and U. Now use your magic and turn that U into another O. All right, you did it. You have 2 O's in front of you. Okay, so you're seeing 2 O's. Now here's the hard part. I'm going to pull 2 O's from the 2 O's to make 2 8s. Everyone knows double 8 is the gate. Put your hands forward, see those 2 8s, put your fingers between them. 1, 2, 3. Open the gate. Open the gate. Open the gate. Feel the connection, feel the rush. Feel that bond. Choose that bond. You're one with the water and the waves. And now just hang out for a while, my friends. Just bask in this connection, this feeling, this unity, this bond you've just chosen to create. You are so powerful and amazing. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldrons bubbling, with me inside it. No, just kidding, it's just a jacuzzi, which I am so connected to. Nice, relaxing. After that hike, yeah, ow. Did you feel anything? Are we connected now? Or maybe you did. Maybe you're like, no, Dave, you're crazy. But maybe you're like, yeah, I kind of felt something, or I'm gonna feel something, or I'm gonna do that fabulous exercise, and I'm gonna connect to rivers and streams and trees, maybe even sequoias, or maybe even this river at Three Rivers, or maybe just connect to the jacuzzi. It's all good. Because isn't that what it's kind of about? Making those connections, making those choices to connect. Because then, like, we can connect to things that heal us and love us and protect us and are good for us. What a great story that would be. So now I'm going to go back to stirring, crafting, and listening to more stories from the cauldron.